So we're going to jump right on into our next topic. And we got another guest that we're going to bring out for this topic because we think that she'll, be able to give us a little more insight on this. So we did a little rearranging, as you can tell. And we're going to bring out our next guest.
Whitney from Unique Designs. Hey, Whitney.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Come on, beautiful.
I'm ready to get into it. Ow.
So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about you, what you do, where you're located, what's going on.
Well, my name is Whitney. I'm one of the new stylists over at Unique Designs.
Hey.
One of the lavish stylists. One of the lavish shops in Cincinnati.
I know, that's right.
Be lavish.
Tell them, girl.
Now 48 West North DM Road.
Where everybody up in this piece can do hair, boo boo. It ain't just one, it's everybody.
All four of us.
Alrighty, so the next topic that we got going on is, we're going to kind of slide right in from the step families that we were just discussing. And these two kind of go hand in hand. We were talking about how we got step families where we got the exes that's interfering, trying to cause havoc within the household. My thing is, and which is our next topic, do people really get over their exes? Which I think is kind of a touchy subject.
Yes, it is.
I don't really think it's like an answer for it. I don't know. But I personally just feel like it depends on what type of relationship you have.
Beforehand.
Right. What type of relationship you have now. What's involved, if it's kids involved, if it's no kids involved. How much drama and bullshit was involved. Because drama and bullshit is easy to get over.
Right.
So what do you girls think? And we're going to start with Whitney since you're just now joining us. We want to know, do you feel like people really get over their exes? Or is there an ex that you're still holding on to? We don't want to get you beat up.
That's not going to happen.
Ooh, I know that's my girl.
But like she said, it depends on the situation. You can get over an ex, but depending on how you felt about that ex, you can still hold on, just a little bit. But no, I'm not gonna get beat up. But like my baby daddy, he still kind of thinks he's a little bit attached because we had a little bit of history. But now that my dude has been in the picture all these years and my son look up to him, I think he's getting too attached, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get back in the picture, trying to do 10 times harder than what he should have been doing
in the beginning.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't let go, but I can tell it's kind of hard for him, and he don't know he be telling people stuff, and they come right back and tell me what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
So that means he hasn't got over the relationship, basically.
You know what? If they still talking about it, they still thinking about it.
And half the time it could be just because you do have somebody else.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes they might not be all on you because you're single, but then all of a sudden you with somebody, you start dating someone, and they want to be all.
And then it could be
they start to think what they lost.
Right, and then it could be just parts of the relationship that you're not over. Like I'm completely over the person I was dealing with, but what I'm not over is the bullshit that I went through.
Right.
I'll never get over you calling 241 kids. As you can tell, I keep talking about it. I'll never get over that because I think that's the worst thing you can do in the world to somebody is try to interfere with their parenting when it's out of malice. If it was something that was really going on, then I can respect that. But I don't have no respect for you when you just do that out of anger. And I'm completely over, trust me, I'm over it, but I'm just not over the bullshit yet.
Right.
I'm not over that. But once my husband get home and I'm laying in them arms,
so then
I'm going to forget about all the bullshit. Because the good times is going to roll on in. So it'll be, it is what it is. Now, as far as the type of relationship it was, I think that it's harder to get over people the more years you had invested. Because I'm not going to lie, I still think about my first love. We were together forever. for years and years. And I think that if some events didn't occur, that we probably would still be together. And actually, we were still communicating up until I found out he was in there with my husband.
I didn't think that was going to be with you.
Cut that communication off real quick.
Wow, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, I still, because it was my first. It was my first everything. You know, we was like 19 together. So, you know, it's going to take me a little time. I'm not saying I'm still in love with him or nothing like that. But I still kind of think about the times that we had. And I'm really close to his mom still. So, you know, it's going to take me a while before he can be like, I don't even think about him. You know? No. Yeah, it was before him.
It's hard when it's your first love. Because you always remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My first love was my actual husband. Not married. So, and I think it was so hard for me was because, you know, we had children, we had time invested, and that's who I felt like I had true love with. When you really found at the time, you know, someone that loves you so hard, and that's somebody that you've been with, not seeing nobody, and then, you know, you coming home and you happy to see them, and it's like a love that you can't explain, you know. So, you know, but, you know, things came and things happened, so. But, that, you know, that was my first love. So it, like you said, depending on the situation that you're in, it depends on how you get over that situation. I think it took me a long time because it was like, am I going to find someone like that again? Or am I going to find somebody better? You know, some people have insecurity, and that was my problem. I had some insecurity within me. That caused me to hold back and say, well, I got to make this work, you know.
A lot of times you can be with somebody and you won't even know that you're not over a person. But it's different signs. Like, for instance, when I was dealing with a guy, I never knew that I was in love with my husband so much. Like, we were writing back and forth, and I was going to see him, but I was dealing with somebody else. I ended up having my daughter or whatever. Like, and I never knew my baby. Like, what am I doing with this jerk? Like, I gotta, you know, get this together. And we've always had, you know, such a close bond for like over 10 years. We were like, man, guess what this nigga did? Man, guess what she did?
So y'all was like best of friends. Now
and I mean, we talked about everything.
And when you could do that, that's just
we talked about everything. Like, like when me and my daughter dad got into it and I ended up in the Justice Center, like he came and picked me up. You know, he the one, and he was pissed. Like, I told you, you too good for these niggas. You know, that's the kind of person he was.
So do you think, like, a lot of us sits right there in front of the one that was
be in our face.
And we just ask
find out if your pipe play the right way. Pipe play. It's a dirty Jerzzz production. Like, wanna talk about pipe play?
Hey, this is a non-stop invasion.